Welcome back to K&L Farms. I'm Ken. I hope this video finds you well. I did another video on long-term food storage and it went pretty well for me, but it was my migration over the years, where I started to where I ended. The end of this video, I'll link it so you can go and check it out if you'd like. But there was a comment on there and they wanted me to narrow it down a little bit. But we're going to probably cover two things, short-term and long-term. And the primary reason behind that is we've found kind of a hidden thing in that if you buy in bulk, it's cheaper. And there's going to be some issues with that, but you buy in bulk, it's cheaper. So say you go and you buy 1 pound of beans. This is a bean soup, a 15 bean soup, but it's in a 1 pound container. This would be more expensive than this. So normally we try and buy our stuff in bulk. We buy our rice in bulk, flour, sugar, there's a few other things, rice and beans. And beans, when you buy in bulk, you only get one type of bean in a bulk container, and we find it's cheaper. We actually do bulk even in our meats and our cheeses, and that's where the short term come in, because the meat, of course, unless you're going to can it, you could do that, but it's quite extensive, and it takes most of your day to put it in a regular canning jar, and in a pressure cooker. But I usually cut it down, get a large thing, cut it down, and the cheapest way to go is just a Ziploc bag. Now, I don't know how long this would be short term, but it's the cheapest. So let's start out with that. And then in the meat situation and the cheese that I'm going to freeze, we have a vacuum sealer. And we put it in a vacuum bag and vacuum seal it, put it in the freezer. Now, of course, the freezer you're going to go to, well, that's not long term, I understand that. But that's how we do it. And right now, part of it is it's cheaper to buy it that way, excluding the bags. Now we have a vacuum sealer. Now I'll give you a little pro tip on a Mylar bag. And I've already covered the cost savings between the two items. It's mostly just in packaging. But say you get this and you go and you buy your Mylar bags, make sure you size your oxygen absorbers for the size of the Mylar bags. The pro tips around the oxygen absorbers: if you buy, and I think I've seen it, buy this Mylar bag, and they've got a special running on 100 bags, okay? And I'm going to contradict myself a little bit here, because in this case I don't promote to buy in bulk. The reason being is 10 bags, you're going to take a considerable length of time, and say you didn't buy this, I think that's a 25 pound bag of rice. It is. And we target between 25 pounds and 50 pounds depending on if it's on sale or not. And this is I think that's actually a Costco bag, and I'm not even sure how I got it. I don't think I bought it from Costco, but in any case, getting off course here. Go back. You get 10 bags and you're going to do this. And it takes you half the morning or 3/4 of the day to put the rice in here, get it all sealed up, get it put away. So what I promote is don't buy these in major bulk, because as soon as you open these oxygen absorbers, they're going to come in a sealed bag, and there should be an indicator on the bag when you get it. And the indicator color dictates that the oxygen absorbers are correct. They're not damaged or worn out. There's a shelf life to that. So you cut the bag, say you had 10, cut the bag open, you use 5. Put 5 in here, you got 5 extra bags, 5 in here, you think, oh, you're good to go for the next round. These have a shelf life. As soon as you cut that original package off, it's starting to deteriorate. So I would promote that if you say you had a product and you assume you're going to do 5 bags, buy 5 bags with 5 oxygen absorbers, use 5 bags, move on. I know it's more expensive, but then you don't waste product. That's the other thing with being off grid. The waste. We waste a lot of food, and at our house we try and resolve some of that and also if you purchase food, which is terribly expensive now, and you waste 1/4 of it, you're just throwing that money in the garbage can. And I promote that you don't do that. That's why I went with, only buy the certain amount of bags. Now you can buy these bags I buy 1 gallon and 5 gallon. 5 gallon is a kind of a show. So last time I think I did it, I had, I think I had 200 pounds of product in the kitchen. I had, 10, 15 5-gallon bags, 10, 15 of these, and it was a full day. I mean, it was a show because you got to dump the product into your Mylar bags that's in the garbage can. Then you got to take your oxygen absorber. Well, you don't do it yet, but and in my case, fold the bag back over the top of the garbage can. I do seal about, let's say, 2/3 of this bag, leave it opening just big enough for the oxygen absorber. I actually take a vacuum, put a vacuum in there, throw the oxygen absorber in there, put a vacuum in there, vacuum out all the air, just a portable vacuum. Vacuum out all the air out of this container, and then I take I've sealed 2/3 of it already, oxygen absorber, vacuum handle. I actually pull the vacuum head up a little bit, and then I put a 45. Connecting with the pre-existing seal, I sealed this with the vacuum actually in it, put it in the bag, or excuse me, put the bag in the 5-gallon container, put the lid back on it. So that was the deal around this and this. There's another way to do this. If you have if you have a vacuum sealer and you want to vacuum seal this, you say we're doing 5 containers. You can do a vacuum seal, but take 1 inch, brand new bag, and I'll get back to that in a minute, but if you're using this product, which we have over the last few years, we have product that's in the house, say it was flour, sugar, whatever it is. When you seal it up, you're going to have, this much, say 2 inches, 2 inches of this lid. Don't cut the 2 inches off. Only cut a 1/2 inch to break the seal off, and then you can reuse this bag. Now you can reorder oxygen absorbers, and you can reorder them, but you got to know what size to order for a 1-gallon container. But the other trick is okay, so you're going to use the vacuum sealer for this because it's easier. Cut off about, maybe 3/4 of an inch off the top of a brand new bag. Take that brand new bag, open the bag up with the 3/4 inch piece, put that piece of 3/4 inch so it protrudes down in here about 2 inches. Because if you don't, and you just got a regular bag, take this bag and you put it in a vacuum sealer, hit the vacuum sealer, there's not enough opening for it to pull the air out. So you're going to be cussing me. So we'll do this. Cut that off, put that inside there, and then you got remainder. So I think that's maybe 10 inches wide. You utilize 2 inches. You have 8 inches protruding out the bag. Leave that. Don't cut it yet. Put it right in a sealer. It's going to seal it up. After it's sealed up fully and sealed, then cut the remainder off and use that remainder for several bags. So say you're using bags, you may have to take 2 bags and cut off 3/4 of an inch off 2 bags in order to put that in. Open the bag up. Of course, you're going to open the bag up to put your product in. I don't care if it's beans or what you put in it, whatever you want. Or you're going to open it up. You're going to take that strip that I told you to cut off. You're going to stick it in this corner. Make sure it goes down about 2 inches right here. You can fold this over if you want. You can leave it out. I usually leave it out. Put it in a vacuum sealer. Vacuum seal. If you've done a vacuum seal, you hear the vacuum going. It'll go to seal mode. There'll be a line right here that's been heated so it's melted together. Then cut that tab off and keep that tab.